Mom, when you watch your sweet, aging dog struggle to stand up in the morning, do you secretly lie awake at night, terrified that your love is actually causing them silent agony? I'm Claire, and welcome back to our safe little corner of the world, Frenchiology. I know you love them like your own child, and I know how deeply you worry about those senior dog care mistakes causing silent pain. Please, Mom, pull up a chair, set down your tea, and take a very long, deep breath with me. You are not a bad mother, and you must stop torturing yourself with that terrible guilt. Picture that incredibly painful moment when the morning sun first hits the rug. Your sweet, gray-faced golden retriever tries to push himself up, but his back legs tremble violently and his paws slip helplessly on the unforgiving hardwood floor. You rush over in a panic, scooping them up under their armpits to help them stand, or you gently rush them out the door for their morning walk around the block. They still wag their beautiful tail for you. Of course they do. But then the sun goes down, the house gets quiet, and you hear them letting out these tiny, agonizing whimpers in their sleep. And that is when your husband, or that brutally honest neighbor, looks at you and says, "He is so old and miserable. By forcing him to keep going, you are just torturing him." You turn your face away to hide your tears, completely shattered, whispering to the dark, "Is my love actually making my baby suffer?" Let me completely shatter that cruel myth for you right now, Mom. The biological truth is that dogs are the greatest, most stoic masters of hiding physical pain on the entire planet. Unlike us, they do not cry out or complain when their joints ache. When you finally see them limping or struggling to walk, that means the internal pain has already escalated far beyond what their bodies can physically mask. They endure that deafening, silent agony for one reason and one reason only: their primal instinct to survive and their boundless, earth-shattering love for you. Today, over this warm cup of tea, I am going to gently peel back the layers on 3 incredibly loving mistakes that are unintentionally causing your senior dog silent pain. And I am going to gently hand you the most peaceful, instant, calming fixes, tiny, beautiful actions you can take tonight to turn their twilight years into a sanctuary of absolute comfort. Number 1, the heartbreaking trap of the loyal march. We humans have this deeply ingrained idea that our senior dogs still desperately need to walk their exact same 2-mile route every single afternoon to stay healthy, or else they will fall into a deep depression. But let me translate their ancient biology for you. In the ruthless wilderness, if a graying, elderly wolf falls behind the rest of the moving pack, it faces certain, immediate death. Therefore, the primal instinct etched deep into the DNA of your sweet dog is this: even if my arthritic bones are literally crumbling into dust, I must follow my mother. She is my entire pack. They will drag themselves to the point of absolute exhaustion, dragging those painful paws, solely because they cannot bear the thought of disappointing you. That brisk evening walk is no longer healthy exercise. It has secretly morphed into a painful, blinding march of pure, unquestioning loyalty. Picture a beautiful, crisp autumn afternoon in your suburban park. You are walking your old golden 3 blocks down the street, clinging to the exact same routine you've happily shared for 10 beautiful years. The air is chilly, but your dog is panting heavily. His gait is terribly stiff. Yet every single time you turn around to check on him, he forces his ears up and wags that heavy tail, brilliantly pretending that he feels perfectly fine. It isn't until you finally get back inside the house that he collapses onto the living room rug, completely incapable of even standing back up to eat his dinner. Or imagine the crushing pain of a weekend when your grown daughter comes home to visit. She watches you standing on the porch, giving the leash a quick tug to hurry your dog along so you can finish watering the garden plants. She looks at you with horror and says, "Mom, you are literally dragging him across the concrete. Can't you see he is in agonizing pain?" Those words feel like a serrated knife slicing directly into your motherly heart. Mom, I am giving you a beautiful, progressive healing antidote right now. I call it the Sniffari Stroll. Starting tomorrow, I want you to permanently throw that old, rigid 2-mile route right out the window. Simply guide them out to the soft grass of your front lawn, or drive them to the very edge of the closest, quietest park. Loosen that leash entirely until it hangs in a deep, relaxed J shape. And if they want to stand completely still and sniff one single oak tree for 15 solid minutes, you let them. Biologically, intense sniffing consumes an absolutely massive amount of their brain's computing power. It satisfies them entirely, draining their mental energy just as effectively as a long run, but without forcing their fragile, grinding joints to endure miles of friction. Praise them warmly for protecting that specific tree. Let them lead the way at a glacial, slow-motion pace. Number 2, the absolute nightmare of the new furniture trap. You notice your aging baby groaning when they lie down, so out of pure, desperate love, you decide to upgrade their life. You buy a wildly expensive, thick orthopedic bed, or you finally decide to deep clean the living room, throwing away those old, tattered, smelly rugs to make the house look pristine. But then you are entirely heartbroken when they utterly refuse to sleep on the luxury bed, and instead they start getting weirdly stuck in the corners of the room or hiding under the dining table. Mom, I need to translate this terrifying phenomenon for you. As senior dogs age, they frequently develop canine cognitive dysfunction, which is exactly like human Alzheimer's or dementia. When their vision becomes heavily clouded by the thick fog of aging cataracts and their hearing starts to fade away, they rely entirely on a deeply ingrained spatial memory map burned into their brain. Shifting that heavy sofa just 2 feet to the left, or throwing away that stinky rug that held their powerful scent, is literally the biological equivalent of blindfolding them and dropping them into a terrifying alien maze. They get stuck staring into corners because that intricate map inside their head has been violently shattered, causing them absolute, paralyzing panic. I think of a lovely woman who was frantically preparing her home for Thanksgiving. She threw out the ragged old bed in the corner and replaced it with a pristine, fluffy wool rug from Target. That evening, her sweet elderly dog stumbled around the living room in total confusion, desperately seeking his scent, and eventually crawled under a dark, cramped china cabinet, shaking and panting the entire night. Or picture the gorgeous, polished hardwood floors in a sprawling farmhouse kitchen. The senior dog valiantly tries to walk over to his water bowl, but the soft pads on his aging feet have dried out and completely lost their grip. His back legs slide out from under him like he is walking on an ice rink, and he crashes heavily onto the hard wood, looking up at his mom with a gaze of desperate, humiliating defeat. So here is your progressive healing antidote, Mom. I call it creating the safe harbor.
And this thing you can try now.
First, you must absolutely swear to never, ever rearrange the furniture in their primary living spaces again. If you simply must buy them a soft, new orthopedic bed, you must immediately cover it with their ragged, unwashed, smelly old blanket, the one that is deeply saturated with your sweat and their own comforting scent. And secondly, you must buy cheap rubber-backed yoga mats or thin carpet runners. Roll them out to create little hiking trails, connecting their bed to their water bowl and to the back door. Ignore the interior design of your house right now. Those ugly mats are literal bridges of life that instantly restore their dignity and independence so they never have to suffer a humiliating fall again. Number 3, the gentle torture of the helpful lift. When you see your sweet dog hesitate at the edge of the bed or the back of the car, your immediate instinct is to rush over, hook your arms right under their armpits, and heave their heavy body upwards. Or, when you see them resting, you lovingly and vigorously rub your hands up and down their spine to comfort them. Mom, I need to shatter this illusion. A senior dog's spine that is ravaged by arthritis is as fragile as a cracked string of glass beads. The canine skeleton is absolutely not designed to bear the brutal force of gravity by being violently hoisted upward by the front armpits. When you heave them up like a human toddler, you are mercilessly stretching their inflamed ligaments and tearing at the raw nerve roots in their back. And those vigorous back rubs? They create a terrible friction that grinds their weakened vertebrae together, adding excruciating pressure. I think of a morning when a loving mother was rushing to get her Golden to the vet. He hesitated at the bumper of the massive SUV, so she quickly hooked her arms around his chest and hoisted all 70 pounds of his tired bones up into the trunk. He didn't cry out, but his entire body went stiff as a board. He let out a tiny, high-pitched groan trapped in his throat and looked at her with eyes filled with absolute terror. Or picture a quiet, late night. The house is still, and you and your dog are watching a sweet Hallmark movie on the sofa. Out of deep affection, you vigorously rub your hands up and down his spine. Suddenly, he violently shivers, starts licking his lips rapidly, and then slowly, stealthily slides off the couch and slinks under the coffee table to hide from your touch. You are left sitting there, your hand hovering in the air, feeling utterly rejected and hurt by the very baby you were trying to comfort. So here is your progressive healing antidote, Mom. I call it the static support. First, you must immediately purchase a sturdy wooden dog ramp for the car and for the edge of the bed. Let them walk up the incline using their own physical power. You are protecting their shattered spine, but far more importantly, you are protecting the fierce pride and dignity of an ancient wolf. If you are in an emergency and absolutely must lift them, never grab their armpits. Take a thick, soft bath towel, sling it underneath their lower belly right in front of their back legs, and use that sling to gently haul their heavy rear end upwards, sharing the crushing weight equally. And when you are sitting on the couch tonight, Replace the aggressive rubbing with static touch. Simply place the warm, flat palm of your hand firmly against their thigh or their chest and hold it completely, perfectly still. The radiant heat from your skin will deeply penetrate their fur, melting away the painful tension in their muscles without causing a single microscopic ounce of friction to their shattered spine. That, Mom, is the profoundly beautiful caress of true medical empathy. Mom, please take your glasses off, put down your tea, and look right at me. That stark white muzzle, those painfully slow, trembling steps. They are absolutely not a tragic sign of the end. They are the most brilliant, sparkling crown of unquestioning loyalty a creature could ever wear. Every single gray hair on their face represents an entire day that they devoted their life to loving you completely. Their fragile bones might be crumbling into dust, and their body might be totally failing them, but their fierce, wild soul is eternally frozen as a tiny puppy who just wants to curl up safely at your feet. Please, I beg you, do not listen to those cold voices out there who cruelly tell you that you are wasting your time and money on a dying dog. The fact that you wake up in the dead of the night to check their breathing, the fact that you buy ugly rubber mats just to protect their hips, that is the most breathtaking, undeniable proof that you are an incredibly magnificent, heroic mother. Your relentless love is filling their final, fading years with immense dignity and absolute, total peace. Tonight, Mom, I want you to go into their toy box and dig out the most disgusting, ragged, torn up, old stuffed animal they own. Place it gently right next to their nose while they sleep, and just sit with them in the quiet dark for a few minutes. If you have ever sat on the floor and cried silent tears because you heard your senior dog groan in pain, please leave a comment below. Tell me their name and tell me how many beautiful years old they are. You are never, ever alone in this heartbreak. Subscribe to Frenchiology, Mom. Here, we honor their gray hairs, and together, we will make sure they never suffer in silence again. Warmly, Claire.